Cause like I said, what up, everybody? It's your boy Casada. Man, I'm giving hip hop a break, right? You know what I mean? Like, I done slept on everybody next. I'm tired of people trying to play me. Like, you know, we've been talking about stuff for years now, and people acting like it's brand new right now. I can't rock with that. I don't go back in. This ain't Back to the Future, so we're going to move on to the next chapter of my show. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I say move on to the next chapter. We're going to do the bigger and better things. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep grooving. Rest in peace to all the dead rappers that's no longer here. My condolences goes out to all the dead rappers' families. Like, and I'm not saying dead rappers to be funny, because we have a lot of children that lost their lives in hip-hop. And I feel like this. It's only certain entities that run hip-hop. It's like a few record labels and people. I would say less than 5 top people that's running hip-hop. I feel like those people should all be sued in a class action lawsuit, and the money should be given to all these people from Chicago, California, New Jersey, Philly, DC, Maryland, wherever. Any place that a mother lost their child that was a rapper, man, they should break the money down and get to these mothers. And I'm not even saying that to be funny. That's real spill. But now, I was trying to talk about this shit right here, right? They say it's a conspiracy theory, but it's really real. Exploring Tesla's free energy and pyramid power theories, right? They're saying that technically speaking, we don't supposed to be paying a light bill because it's free energy. But if they told us it was free energy and showed us how to do how it works, the company... the country will plummet because the economy will sink because we will shut down the electric companies. I think not. No, their lives will be fucked up, not us. So why? It's like saying, well, we'll let them keep on getting over on us so them and their families can live good for the rest of their lives and we just stay struggling. No, that's not how I go. No, that's not how I go. But anyway, I'm going to show you how I really go. Anyway, we're going to get into Tesla. This is my man. I feel like Elon Musk got something to do with Tesla, some type of way. I feel like the time machine that went missing, we just living in a fake world, like a Back to the Future type world that somebody is controlling. This is what I feel like going on. I feel like Donald Trump, Uncle John Trump, and Nikola Tesla, which is some kin to some type of way to Elon Musk. Elon Musk even look like him from far back. When you stand far back and look at him, he look like he could be him going back in time. Because the last time traveler, who I really believe in, he said that when you go through the time travel thing, you come back younger than what you really was. He's like, I'm really older than this, but when I come back in time, I'm young. I'm back young. And I feel like that's what's happened to Nikola Tesla. I feel like that's what happened with Donald Trump. I feel like Donald Trump is really John Trump. It goes on. And I'm going to show you some clips of these people that I'm talking about. We're going to get into this first clip here.
He was the money guy, right? He was like the guy that bought his stuff and then just shelved it, made sure that it never saw the light of day. Because the biggest fear, the conspiracy goes, is that Nikola Tesla, if he would have come out with this free wireless energy, we would never have an electricity bill.
Yeah.
And then that would like sink the economy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if everything's free, then how are we going to fund our country?
Can't control it, can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's, money for me.
I can be homeless and not care.
Yeah.
My phone's always charged.
Dang, dude. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know,
Cars would
man.
never have to get gas or get charged.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the stuff like this where, if Nikola did really say that these pyramids were some type of just
The fact that, like Thomas Edison.
Now, history says that Nikola Tesla is no longer with us. But it also was saying that the time machine that he created, he stepped in it one day and never came back. They never showed a funeral for Nikola Tesla. No one never seen him actually unalived. But It's once said that he got in a time machine and left and never came back. If he went back in time, he's younger than what he is. Right, Elon? But anyway, Tesla living amongst us in Athens in the inner earth. Yeah. But listen, they're saying that he's no longer with us. He's deceased. Caught in the sirens, seen him going on the street. Now, rest in peace. Anyway, listen. Now, this is the conspiracy theories, I guess, about Tesla. Who I say is Elon Musk, whatever.
That Tesla is still alive and that he currently resides in Agartha among the inner earth beings? According to theorists, Agarthans observed Tesla and his humanitarian ways throughout the entirety of his life. And when they saw him attempting to use his inventions for the greater good of the people by providing things like free energy and using his direct energy technology in an effort to create world peace, it did not go unnoticed. Though they didn't come to fruition, because he showed these selfless acts of kindness towards humanity and didn't care to make any profits, the Agarthans deemed him worthy to be a part of their world. So on January 7th, 1943, Tesla's in his hotel room when he hears a knock at the door. He answers it, and there to greet him are two beings from inner Earth. They introduce themselves, then humbly offer him a place among them in Agartha. He accepts, they escort him to a submarine, then they travel to inner Earth through the ocean. It's said when in Agartha, you literally do not age. He's alive and well, still inventing to this day.
Can we say stranger things, I guess? Stranger things, I guess we could say. Get this out my face. Stranger things. Gonna keep going into Nikola Tesla. How everybody doing tonight? Anyway, yeah, let me get into Nikola Tesla's story a little bit more, because I say it's very interesting.
The world is not what you have been told. We once had access to free energy, and they've been lying to us ever since. There is significant evidence showing that Nikola Tesla was on course to changing our universe forever. In the early 1900s, Tesla developed a technology called the Wardenclyffe Tower. This was more than just a transmission tower. Tesla designed it so it was able to wirelessly transmit electricity across the globe by harnessing the Earth's natural energy. He was able to power his home and devices without a single wire. But here is where it gets dark. Tesla's invention threatened powerful individuals who controlled the energy market. J.P. Morgan, who initially funded Tesla, pulled the plug on the project when he realized that free energy couldn't be metered or monetized. But it gets even stranger. Tesla's lab mysteriously burnt down, and many of his notes and prototypes disappeared. Tesla's discoveries went beyond just wireless electricity. He hinted at tapping into what he called radiant energy, a limitless source, similar to what modern scientists refer to as zero-point energy. Many say that this is also how the Tartarians were able to pull off so many of their technological and architectural feats. Do you think this tower is still in use today?
Yes, it is. And but understand this. Remember they said that his records was burned, they got burned up allegedly, and all his stuff disappeared. Guess who hands they disappeared in now? Guess who hands it disappeared in? Now, you can go back and you can look, right? Donald Trump, right? Hold up, let me get into this. Oh no, it's all the way up. Okay, look. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate raided by the FBI agent, sources confirmed, right? Now, peep game. Let me just explain to you. People are like, oh, he stole some documents. He stole some special documents. And that's why they was raiding that house, because he stole some Time magazines out of the White House. Y'all gotta stop being so dumb and gullible. Stop believing dumb stuff. Because I'm gonna show you why they really raided his house and what they really was looking for. Because they wasn't looking for no goddamn Time magazines. They was looking to see was them Time magazines from 1800s and 1902s and 1954s and stuff like that. They was trying to see, do you have any artifacts? Because I'm gonna show you why. Now, I'm gonna take y'all to this young man, Sunday Cool, right? Shouts out to Sunday Cool and their whole podcast over there doing their ones and twos, right? Now what they was talking about is how the Trump family inherited some of Nikola Tesla's work. Let's listen to what he's saying. I'm gonna show you how it all points into why they raided Trump House. This is what they was looking for. Now I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna show you what they was looking for.
This is so silly. Have you heard the theory that the Trumps are time travelers?
What? No.
Yeah.
They're not sophisticated enough.
Listen to this.
They're time travelers?
Yeah.
Which ones specifically? Donnie?
It's hard to say.
Donnie.
No, it would be Barron,
Who's Barron?
Trump's son, or Donald Trump himself. Listen.
Grab me a DeLorean.
Okay.
That's good.
So this connects to guess who? Nikola Tesla.
No way. This is ridiculous.
And when I first saw it, I'm like, what? I'm like, that's made up. Dude,
Yeah.
I found like 5 different sources.
No.
No, listen. I'm not talking about the time travel thing.
See, they laughing. They like, no, they not sophisticated. Boy, John Trump was one of the smartest and most brilliant inventors that we had out here. And they gave him 80 cases of Nikola Tesla's most prized possession work. When he came back later, he told them he only had 30 cases. So it was only 30 cases. It wasn't 80. Then he turned around and told them that the cases mysteriously was burned up and no one never heard from him again and nobody know what happened to the time machine that was in those notes. Just listen. Watch this. Listen and learn.
I'm talking about the beginning of the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nikola Tesla died in the New York hotel or something, right? And within his hotel that he was living in, somebody said that he had 80 plus trunks of all his patents, his designs for different technologies, all this stuff.
And the government took it, right?
Yes.
Now I'm gonna say this again. The reason why they raided Trump House, because they was trying to find anything that what y'all was thinking about was not what they was looking for. Put it that way. And the reason they raided Trump House is because this reason right here. Listen. Watch this.
Yes. But
I
do
thought
you
his house
know?
caught on fire.
Huh?
Did his house catch on fire?
No.
Oh,
Talking about.
I guess I don't know.
So the
Volcano.
National Defense Research Facility and the FBI were going to go in and take it. Guess who they sent first to go and collect the stuff?
Donald Trump.
No. The president of the United States. I don't know.
John G. Trump, Donald Trump's uncle.
What?
Weird.
Donald Trump's uncle.
What was his title? What was he doing?
He was a highly respected electrical engineer and physicist.
Oh.
Okay, so he fits, I guess, a little bit in the realm of Tesla.
They sent him to collect the stuff.
Yeah.
And he got there and he came back and he said, "Oh, you guys said there's 80 trunks. I only found 30. And nothing was really of any value." So the theory is that he took some of these trunks.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And they was raiding Trump. And just in case you was trying to figure out why they was raiding Trump House, Thompson, they was looking for magazines. Yeah. magazines that got privates from the 1900s. They trying to say that was stolen out of Tesla's trunks. They was looking for artifacts and stuff that they call now. That was supposedly missing from out of Tesla stuff. That his uncle, he had it. Time machine shit. But hold up, wait a minute. They call Trump family the Time Lords. Could you believe that? The Time Lords, the laws of time travel.
Slipped it in his pocket.
And did some stuff.
Saved it for a rainy day.
Said, I'm gonna just. But there's one piece the FBI reported because they just disclosed this stuff about Nikola Tesla in his documents not that long ago. And one of the documents said, where did it say? The FBI noted saying wireless transmission, electrical power had been completed and perfected. And so they had in their hands the ability to create wireless transmission electricity.
Yeah.
But we've never done anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was collected. But there's that whole, like, Tesla had been working on this stuff of, like, he said that he had figured out how to bend time.
Yeah.
And so
As one does.
the theory is Donald Trump's uncle took this, created a time machine.
Oh my gosh.
And traveled back in time and like did all this stuff. But then the weird connection is there was a book that came out in 1896 and it's called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey,
What?
written in 1896.
1896. That's okay. So someone else named Baron Trump, or you're saying
Do you know
it
what-
was
do you-
actually
do you-
Baron
Do you
Trump?
know what the book was about?
What?
Time travel?
Baron Trump time traveling.
No! How disappointing would this be if that?
Wait. So the theory is that Baron Trump, Donald Trump's son, is a time traveler, and it's not Donald Trump.
It could be Donald Trump. This is where it's really
It's chaos at
confusing
this
me.
point.
It's just connections of names and stuff that was stolen, and like the fact
Possibility.
that the Trumps are connected to Nikola Tesla in a way.
Yeah.
And that this book in 1896 was written about Baron Trump, who was a time traveler. The man who wrote it, his name is Ingersoll Lockwood. That same
Lord
year,
Lockwood.
I don't know who that is.
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock
Oh.
Holmes.
that same year that he released the book about Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, he released another book called The Last President.
Oh.
And it takes place primarily in New York City.
Okay.
And it's about this whole social, like basically the country elects a president, and he's ushering in socialism and communism.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole, and I actually started listening to the book yesterday, didn't understand anything because it's all like,
Yeah.
you see, the people are taking over. It's a marvelous transaction of whatever. I'm just like, I'm so lost.
time will be.
But yeah, but in that book, there's like weird stuff, like some man that worked for the White House, his last name was Pence.
Oh my
Weird.
goodness.
And like,
Oh my goodness.
there's just references, like all this weird little
Yeah.
Weird.
stuff.
How mad would you be if you found out this was true and all these rich people are time traveling without us?
Yeah.
Like, just give me a subscription. I'll do it once a month or something.
Yes.
Don't hold it all for yourself.
Where
Dude.
would you go?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I would have fun going. I would have to learn about all the places that I've never been to and I don't know anything about, like Rome.
With time travel?
Yeah, I would just go back to like old Rome and just like probably immediately be killed. I'd have like my phone in my pocket and they're like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
What year? I don't know what year I go back to, but I just want to finish it off with this. Just how weird this author is.
Yeah.
One of his last books that he like came out with, he had been writing books for like 30 something years. And like he was like a lawyer, just a wacky dude.
Yeah.
He came out with a book called Laconics of Cult.
Oh.
And it was all about, it had poems and it almost seemed like a step-by-step guide to reaching immortality.
Oh.
And
by the same Baron Trump?
By the author who wrote Baron Trump and The Last President. And then his last book was about this whole like achieving immortality and like.
When did this guy die?
I didn't write it down. It was
record.
Early.
Did he?
It was probably like in the 1930s or something.
Yeah.
Eventually, he had to
so
fake
weird.
his death or something.
But
They're gonna be on.
I just thought that was weird and hilarious.
There's enough real connections where it makes you like, it makes it the perfect conspiracy because it's not just you just said a word and you're like, oh yeah, maybe. Like there's things that like out there that are like, possibly someone could run with and really.
Well, what's weird is I was watching this.
This is where him and Nikola Tesla linked in. Trump
asked me to go to New York and examine the effects of Nikola Tesla. These were contained in an upper floor of a warehouse somewhere in New York City. And I spent a good deal of time examining one by one the papers, the books, and various other memorials that he had accumulated. But I was particularly looking for something which would be evidence of a secret weapon, which I was reminded by the agents, the two agents who were present during the entire time, was a matter of concern to the United States. In the course of this, I did come across a number of letters directed at the upper echelon of the British Empire, that is, I think, to the King and Queen, or perhaps just to the King of England, and also to the Tsar of Russia, explaining that he was the inventor of a secret weapon which had rather remarkable properties, and that he would be interested in entering into a negotiation which would lead to a disclosure of what they were. Of course, I spent a good deal of time looking through these papers, trying to find out what the nature of this secret weapon was. I think I had, although I don't remember it so very accurately, an idea of what its properties were. It had the capability of acting at a great distance, of being destructive to flying objects and things of that kind at a place which was remote from the source. But nowhere in his technical papers did I find anything which revealed an explanation of just how such a device could operate.
I believe that you also opened another box, supposedly a secret weapon that he left at another hotel.
See, this is why they don't like Trump, and this is why the feds raided his house. They was looking for the shit that he took out that thing. They was praying and hoping, because he passed away, that he left some of the shit to Trump, and Trump would have had it in the house. They would, man, all right, if we even looking at the real Trump.
Can you relate that story, please?
Yes, when I had substantially concluded my study on the following day, I think that was a Saturday morning, I was reminded by one of the two agents that there was a box being held as security for an unpaid obligation, and that this box was an item of considerable value and may indeed itself be the secret weapon, that it was armed and therefore it probably was not touched.
Were you nervous doing this?
I found it a matter of a bit of concern. However, I realized that this had to be done, and so we taxied down to this hotel. The agents identified themselves and their credentials to the assistant manager of the hotel, who led us to a room. This room was essentially empty except for a table and a steel cabinet against the wall, which was opened. I think perhaps he opened it with a key. The cabinet itself was empty, except on one of the lower shelves was a package, a box, a rectangular box of ordinary size, which was wrapped in brown wrapping paper. It turned out to be a highly polished box.
The box that they stole, the time machine. That's why they was running their Trump house. They was praying they would have found anything out one of them goddamn boxes that they took.
Box with brass clasps, and it looked more like an instrument case. And after waiting a while and listening a while and remembering that it had been there for quite a few years, I think it had actually been there for about 5 years as a security, I opened it. It turned out to be a Decade resistance box, manufactured by, I suspect, an American manufacturer, and something of value, but not great value, and certainly nothing ominous at all in its nature.
So after Dr. Tesla had let the world know of his secret weapon, after he had written letters to the King of England and to the Tsar of Russia, offering them this weapon at a time when both were engaged against the Germans in World War II, no evidence or papers were found which referred to any such secret weapon.
My report to Dr. Compton was that I saw no danger in releasing these papers and these relics to his heirs.
Miss Musar had arrived too late to know who had opened Dr. Tesla's safe or what had been removed. And Dr. Trump had found nothing which he considered dangerous or a secret weapon. Tesla had been a naturalized American citizen for 54 years. So why were his papers seized by agents of the custodian of alien property?
Now remember the dude said that the aliens came down and took him. So that's why they wanted to know what the fuck they did. Not to mention, right, with Nikola Tesla, right, when he created this time machine that they supposed to be using for war to send soldiers from here to there quickly, right, he started trying to make deals with other countries, as you can hear him saying it. He started making deals with other countries and started trying to sell his shit to other countries, and that, sir, they was not having. That shit they was not having. This is Donald Trump's uncle, John, who figured everything out and learned how to do it. But mysteriously, the stuff burned up. Not to mention, 50 fucking suitcases came up missing, and then the rest of the suitcases got burned up. The end. One more important factor before we leave.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Baron Trump, in the book, his mentor, his name was Don.
Oh no.
Don was telling him what to do to time travel.
What in the world does all this mean?
And
Is
there's
one big coincidence?
But there's like, this is a stretch, but there's like a drawing of Baron Trump in the book.
Yeah.
And
right, and tell me that drawing do not look just like that boy. But anyway, we all dumb right now. Conspiracy theorists. Now, it always got to be a comedian who enlightens us. Thank you, Cat Williams, for enlightening us. I'm going to end the video on this note. Listen to what he says about Tesla and why. Now, it could have been that Tesla was taken out because of the time traveling machine, or maybe because he was trying to give you free energy. Stay woke, stay vigilant, stay on point, stay reading. Don't let nobody take that from you. Like, trust me, you'll learn a lot of shit about. Take a look. It's in a book, The Reading Rainbow.
This is why Tesla has to go. Why? Because not what Tesla is saying about electricity. It's the fact that he's saying this should be free for everybody,
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah, he wanted to have aerial electricity free for everybody, like radio waves.
And the day that you say that,
that's a wrap.
it's cheaper to keep her because we make 200 billion a day, and we all agree universally you should pay for this, and we'll be in charge of selling it to
Yeah, and we'll shut it off if you fuck around.
I actually want to pull something from the
Like you said,
whereas with the
it's cheaper to keep them.
Specifically General Electric, which is like the monopoly of electricity, they make $200 billion a day.
$200 billion a day.
Hundreds of years ago, they could have.
But just know,
through alter.
Nikola Tesla was talking about shutting down $1 billion industry. It wasn't with that shit.
And through the app.
They got his ass up out of here, sent his ass back to Mars, Venus, wherever the fuck he said he came from. They sent him right back there. See you later, Nick. But anyway, some books came out. People don't know how these books written out. They saying that Trump family is time travelers, his son Barron is a time traveler. And what's the odds when they had a whole time machine? Why wouldn't we believe it at this time, at this point? Why wouldn't we believe it? Great question, right? Now, I know it sounds like a bunch of gibberish and conspiracy theorists, but ask yourself, well, what was they really looking for when they raided his house? The FBI. What y'all really, why you think that he said, oh, I'm going to shut down the FBI, the brand? It's a war going on right in our face. But you better understand. Y'all better understand. It's a lot of information that's missing from Tesla's files. And then all of a sudden, the man who making Tesla cars links back up with the man who uncle allegedly stole Tesla's inventions. Put it together, y'all. I ain't trying to build no conspiracy shit, so I'm going to leave it right there. Yeah, I sound like Tracy Morgan. I know. Say what you like, but I'm going to say this again. Shouts out to all the real ones. Shouts out to my day ones. Shouts out to everybody who's going with the flavor of the channel. Because we don't have to. I don't talk about the same thing all day. So if that's what people be looking for, I'm sorry. Not what I'm on. I be on the internet too much to just talk about dead rappers. Sorry. Shouts out to all the dead rapper mamas. Shouts out to niggas like my homeboy Steph, rest in peace. Rest in peace to my nigga Dow Best. Rest in peace to my homeboy Kwan Thomas. Rest in peace to everybody. My mama, my daddy, my sister, my mama, my daddy, my brother, my son, you know what I'm saying? The family, my auntie, my uncle, my cousins. Rest in peace to everybody. Much love to everybody. Keep your head up. This your boy Constantine. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my moderators. And thank you to everybody who took time to watch the video, the documentary. Thank you.